All right, party people. So what's the first thing we need to know about this assassination attempt? Astrology is real. And why is it real? Because we had a strong correspondence in the name of Mars conjunct Uranus that was telegraphing that this incident would occur. And what's the deeper meaning behind that? And I've foreseen this before Pluto has gone into Aquarius. The thing that Aquarius represents, y'all, is rebellion, revolution. We've seen this in history. That typically leads to wars. And let me just remind you, where's Neptune? 29 degrees of Pisces. What's next? Aries. What is Aries? Sign of war, physicality. Ruled by who? The god of war. I don't predict an indefinite war, but based on the archetypal potential of the energies at hand and where they're going to transit to, the likelihood of this occurring will be greatly increased.
At the mind, steady studying my enemies. Anytime I rhyme, feel like I smoked a blunt of cannabis. Like PG, pass me the clippers, I'ma handle it. More like CP3, just warrior like glamorous.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Today, we'll be discussing some current events, specifically the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, how that applies to astrology, and some other good jazz. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. Really quick before we get into today's transmission, I just want to stop and thank all of you who not only get my services, but that also support me in the other ways that help the business. One of those ways is with reviews, guys, and not reviews stroking my ego, but reviews letting me know and others know how the astrology is played out, like how the reading takes form. So I want to just share with you guys two people who gave me updates on their readings, and I would really appreciate, guys, if you guys could just drop a quick comment whenever you get a service from me. It really helps because I do a lot more work than is even reflected in that way. For example, I have the parent-child analysis, which has been very popular since I've gotten it. But I haven't had anybody to drop a comment and let others know what they got from that reading, even though you guys will communicate it to me. So if you could just do that, it helps with the business. And then also remember, we're all viewers here, and it'll help confirm particular things that we all need to know. All right, but I want to just highlight these couple comments here real quick. Chelsea says, I received my career reading at the beginning of 2024, and Gemini really helped simplify things for me. The ruler of my MC is in the 12th house, and this is a clear indicator that I should be working remotely or behind the scenes. However, as a Sagittarius rising, I kept thinking there had to be something grand and spectacular, but I've been working in customer service and couldn't be happier. Very helpful service. Thank you for that feedback. Thank you, Clarissa, for this wonderful comment. I really appreciated that. Lanice as well. This is an update on my solar return reading. It's been 4 months. This year, I'm a Gemini rising with Taurus moon, probably in the 12th house, and the sun in the 10th. The year is playing out energetically as he said it would. The thing that stands out is that he said I will undergo change with work and be called to be of service, possibly to a family member. It just so happened the examples he used during the reading has played out. I'm grateful for your wisdom and look forward to getting another solar return reading next year. What I just want to highlight here is that what we're going to talk about with Mars and Uranus is that a large portion of understanding astrology at the level you need to understand it is about understanding the planetary relationships and never forgetting the axiom, as above, so below, but really understanding what that means. So the planets, we can look at them a myriad of different ways. Their characters, their ingredients, right? And we know what this does. Like Mars, if it were like an ingredient, it'd be a hot ass ingredient. It might, if it had skin, it'd be rough skin, right? You might have to be careful how you peel it. It might cut you. So there's a huge imaginative part that you have to combine the logical part of astrology with to really get the deeper understanding. So how I'm able to do what I do is through that understanding the relationships. And it's important that you, the individual, give me insight into how you're experiencing the energies, right? What's going on in your life. The reason I'm getting this reading is because, and then that helps me see where you're at and how your chart wants to talk, right? Because I'm the mediator. So I appreciate those that let us know how things are playing out, because it's all about paying attention. We're here. All right, party people. So what's the first thing we need to know about this assassination attempt? Astrology is real. And why is it real? Because we had a strong correspondence in the name of Mars conjunct Uranus that was telegraphing that this incident would occur. Now, I'm not here to say no one could foresee this, but I'm just a believer that us as astrologers, we're forecasting, we're foreseeing the potentiality of energy unfolding and manifesting. If you got really good sight, you might have said, I think it's going to be a political figure, right? That's going to get hit hard or be in the news. You know, people with all different types of gifts and perceptions are living. But the key thing, like I said, is about finding out how to make the energy work for you. So that's the first thing you really want to know from an astrological standpoint. And what's the deeper meaning behind that? And I've foreseen this before Pluto has gone into Aquarius. The thing that Aquarius represents, y'all, is rebellion, revolution. We've seen this in history. That typically leads to wars. And let me just remind you, where's Neptune? 29 degrees of Pisces. What's next? Aries. What is Aries? Sign of war, physicality. Ruled by who? The god of war. So I think we need to get a little bit more serious with not of the possibility of things occurring, but how fast it can happen. Me, in an imaginative sense, when I think of the way my mind works, and I didn't see this movie, but eventually I get around to it. But the way my mind works when I think of Aquarius and its rebellious nature, its scientific nature, its innovative nature, I think of the Uranian sudden impact. I think of like an atomic bomb. When I think of Mars and Uranus, I think of the bomb detonating. So think of Mars as like the stimulant, because Mars is aggression. So we can look at what happened with Trump yesterday as like that as a igniting agent. Now we could only think of the what if, but I can guarantee you that had that man lost his life, there would be a certain group of people who would feel a way enough where we don't know what they might do. I don't predict an indefinite war, but based on the archetypal potential of the energies at hand and where they're going to transit to, the likelihood of this occurring will be greatly increased. Now, what I'm always focused with is how can we prepare for this, to navigate this in the most efficient way, Virgo. And that is through your mercurial faculties, your ability to learn and continuously adapt, and to travel in a multitude of ways, not just physically, but mentally. So in this moment, I'm not here to continue and foster conspiracy theories. No, my advice to you is to get off social media. As I've been saying, continue to regulate your social media use your third eye, but allow this to serve as an agent to get you closer with astrology. I'm always telling people this. When you're visiting your chart or whatever, reflect back on what was the thing when you were learning astrology that got you like, oh my God, this is real. Now, once you understand the nature of your natal energies, you then need to understand the effects of the transiting planets upon that and how this affects you or how you can use this to your advantage, i.e. electional astrology, all of this. So we all say we know certain elites use this knowledge, yeah, because they're focusing. And if you're distracted by shit like this, once again, you can't focus on the energy. This is just my message. I wanted to touch on this. But I'm going to come back with another episode, regarding the North Node and how we could really take advantage of this energy. While I'm on the subject, the North Node in conjunction with this is telling us all, get grounded on our individuality so we are more in the clear of what we're willing to fight for. Because if we have to pick a side, you want to make sure you're discerning the best side for yourself, the sign that aligns with you. So, interesting stuff. All right. So like I said, y'all, thank you everyone who supports, continue to support. I look forward to connecting. If you could get out there, drop those reviews and comments. If you need a reading, holla at me. Check out my book, Astrology of the Matrix. Till next time. Peace.